Listen.
All right, Cosmo Clifford. What a great night that was with the original drummer of Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Was it good?
Yeah. Oh, it was just cool. I talked about it a little bit last week on the show.
Rock on, rock on, rock on.
Mm-hmm.
I knew he forgot what the name of the show was. But it was so cool that I had an audience alone with him, just him and I, and I was able to, hey Doug, can you cut me a promo? Oh yeah. What's the name of the show?
Rock on, rock on, rock on.
Great guy, a real sweetheart. So, yeah, and he can still play at 73 years old. Wow, still bring it. So, fantastic. I remember I said to him, I was like, Doug, I've been playing your licks since I was like 13 years old. And he looks at me and goes, good, they're good licks. So, hello, everybody. Welcome to Rock On Radio. It's Sunday night. It's 7 o'clock. We are live on coaradio.com and societybitesradio.com. This is Rock On Radio. I am your host on the high holy day, St. Patrick's Day. It is. Hello, Helen O'Shea. Where are you?
She's mad at you.
She's probably mad at you. That's why I deal with Fiona. I love Helen O'Shea. I love Helen O'Shea.
She knows it too.
This is the St. Patrick's Day edition of Rock On Radio. I am Danny Coleman. Engineer Art is here in studio this evening.
Wearing his green.
I have my green.
He does.
Top of the morning.
He does. Claire.
I'm German Irish.
He's Jam-Irish.
Irish.
He's Gearish. And Claire is here, and
Howdy.
Claire you have baked Irish soda bread.
I have. Authentic. Actually, Gracie made it. I just formed it and stuck it in the oven. So Gracie followed my recipe. My daughter.
No, I know who Gracie is.
What? Formed it? You form Irish soda bread. You knead it and you stick it in the oven like a little loaf.
Yes, I need it very much.
Yes, you need it.
Right now.
And I need it with a cake. So.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. Different thing. If you want to reach out to us tonight here on Rock On Radio, you can do so by calling 609-241-7103 or go through our website, dcror.com. That's the short link, the long link, Danny Coleman's rockonradio.com. And you can email us at rockonradio1460@hotmail.com. Twitter and Instagram at Rock On Radio, all one word, all capital letters, or Facebook, Danny Coleman's Rock On Radio 2, the number 2. We will gladly reach out to you. But Rock On Radio is sponsored by actress Eileen Sullivan, CPA Jody Weber,
very busy.
John Alberici, Johnny's Auto Glass, as well as O'Connor's, I was there this afternoon.
You supported them,
which
yes.
Started that today. O'Connor's American Bar and Grill of Mount Holly, New Jersey, East Hampton, the official caterers of the Rock On Radio Christmas Spectacular and Rock On Radio in general. When I'm hungry, I go there. Let's see. Who else is sponsoring?
Zen Archer.
Oh, D.L. Byron, the creator of Zen Archer Hot Sauce.
Yes.
Also has just put out a book called Shadows of the Night.
Ooh.
Because he won a Grammy for writing that song for Pat Benatar. Right. And it's going to be released very shortly. So,
cool.
So
you have to have him in.
So we'll have to, I keep telling him that. He's actually been on this program before. It's been a while, but since he moved to Manhattan, he hasn't been.
We'll just have to go on location
able to make
or
the
something.
Trip, but you think so? We should probably go to his house.
Sure, so he can make his hot sauce.
I want hot sauce. Art will go.
Art
will go.
20 minutes.
That's it.
That's all we need.
Yes, D.L. Byron's and Archer hot sauce. It's good hot sauce. It goes in crock on chili.
We wouldn't know.
Yeah, no, you would, because I brought some in and gave it to Art.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, I let him have a taste. Oh, we're on YouTube tonight too. Where are we at there, Art? How can our listeners at home find us on YouTube?
Go to coaradio.com and the YouTube link is right on your right hand side.
So I'm
right,
gonna,
right.
Click
I'm
on
gonna,
it,
I'm
we're
gonna
right
wave
there,
at the
man.
camera.
Keep going.
There you go. See,
Mhm.
beautiful. And that's for our
Right.
guest.
Yes.
I'm gonna whisper.
Okay. So will I. Is that okay?
Sure.
Why?
I don't
Are we
know.
whispering?
But I guess he probably should want to hear us.
Yeah. I think
Maybe,
so.
maybe not
He
after the
doesn't
first
realize
10
he's
minutes.
here. We don't
I
want to
don't know.
let him. We don't want him to leave. Or anything.
Before we introduce him, I also have to mention that we are expecting a phone call at 7:30
Oh, cool.
from sexy chef Wendy. She will be calling the program at 7:30 this evening
Gotcha.
to talk about her latest
Escapade.
culinary arts. That's
Mhm.
right. The sexy chef Wendy is more than just a incredibly sexy lady. She is also a woman who promotes cooking as a way to enhance relationships. So,
Oh,
see,
gotcha.
I'm all about relationships.
You are?
Can you tell?
No.
I didn't think so.
I'm all about cooking.
I'm all about cooking.
Now,
Yeah.
you know, we have relationships with everybody in our lives. You
We
have
do.
a relationship with your dry cleaner. You have a relationship
don't dry clean.
with your kids. You have a relationship with your washer. You have a relationship with many different things. You know, so yeah. So I look forward to talking to sexy chef.
Good. And we can cook for all those things.
Yes. So there you go. But our guest, for those of you watching on radio at home, they can see that right there is Manny Cabo.
What's going on, everybody? I was just sitting back enjoying you guys. I love this.
That's about
At least someone is.
that's about as good as it gets.
It's good when there's craziness going on and I have no part of it. I can just
Man.
indulge. And listen, you know?
I have, yeah, that's pretty much what
That's what happens.
That's it. Show's over.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Take care.
Yeah, that's it.
That'll
Thank
be
you.
it the rest
That's
of the show.
the
Good night. Hey, it's really great to be here. Now, Manny, now stop me when I'm wrong,
Sure.
because I am often wrong.
And we often stop him.
They often stop him. Or
The
throw
show
things
gets
at
nowhere
him.
fast.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, correct. You are a musician, vocalist.
Yes, I
Okay.
try to sing here and there. Yeah.
You write
Yes,
your
sir.
own music.
Yeah.
Just lyrics or lyrics and music?
Lyrics and music.
Okay. You were on what, season 9 of
Season
The
9
Voice?
of The Voice, yeah.
Okay. You are a photographer.
Correct.
What am I missing?
Well, I act and I'm also a host.
Okay.
Yeah.
A host of?
I have my own YouTube channel. And, you know, occasionally I get hired to do a couple of sponsor things, but it's a lot of fun. I enjoy being in front of the camera too. I guess, you know, as pretentious as it sounds, you know, that whole artist thing, you're born with it. Either you do it or you don't do it. And I just embrace it. You know, I really enjoy it.
You know, to that point, it's kind of funny when I was a kid, I was very, and I'm sure these two won't agree.
We didn't know you back then. I wasn't even born.
But as a child,
Ouch. Is there a dig in there somewhere?
Always.
she's 10 years older than me, and she tries to tell everybody she's 10 years older than me.
Oh, good try.
I'm gonna step back.
You better,
Yeah,
it's gonna get ugly.
You guys don't have barriers built here just in case.
Nah,
We don't have,
we're good friends, if you can believe it.
we don't even have windscreens.
Anyway.
But I was actually very shy as a child.
Mm.
I was always afraid of. I was not aggressive. I was not the kind that
Right.
would, if I met I was at a baseball game, let's say, and there was somebody signing autographs. You know, I was kind of the kid that stood in the back waiting his turn, as opposed to the one that pushed
Sure.
his way to the front of the line. And you know, so you know, now here I am doing a radio program, figuring nobody would ever see me until Art set up the camera.
Makes you look 10 years, 10 pounds lighter.
That's right. 10-year
Our
anniversary.
voice for radio. Face for radio.
Face for radio and a voice for print.
That's right.
And
That's a good one, actually. I like that.
But then we put the camera on it. Just
yeah, it kind of ruined it
You
all.
know, down south, living in Nashville, would be like, "You're so pretty." You know, they would say that just, you know, for the lack thereof of many other things that I failed to mention. But anyway,
Well, I was actually born in South Carolina.
wow.
Okay. And my parents were both from here, but
Right.
my father was in the Marine Corps, so I was born on Paris Island in South Carolina. And a couple of years after I was born, my father's tour was done, and they came back to this area,
Mm.
and they've retired to South Carolina, and they had this neighbor across the street who was from Georgia, and she said, "You can, you're in the South now. You can say whatever you want about somebody as long as you say bless their heart." Follow. Oh, she's so fat, bless her
Her
heart.
heart.
So it always makes it sound like you're
Everything's okay.
Yeah. All right. So when did you first decide that entertainment industry was the way you wanted to go? I mean, for me, I was 11 and I saw a drummer in a wedding band. I was at my mother's cousin's wedding as a child. And I remember looking at that guy and thinking, man, I want to do that.
Yeah.
And then he gave me his sticks. I guess I was staring at him long enough. Yeah. And he gave me his sticks. I took them things home and played them till I broke them. And that for me was my watershed moment. That was, where I said, I want to be a drummer. I want to be a musician. What was yours?
It's funny. I too played drums for about 15 years, but I took the alternate route. It's weird. I was a late bloomer for the singing part of that. But early on, I'd say about 6th grade, I was a terrible student, like horrific. I was a rebellious student. Teachers actually thought there was something wrong with me in 2nd grade, like literally something wrong with me. And in 6th grade, I knew that I had an affinity for the creative side of me because everyone's out, doing their thing or riding bicycle. Here I am, I'm borrowing video equipment to make movies. And I don't know what it was. It was the whole process of the equipment and being able to capture moving footage and then play it back. And then this whole thing called editing, started filtering. I'm like, this is brilliant. And so I got a taste for both being behind the camera as well as in front of the camera. And I always played Jason. I always played the monster because I was always the lurch, the tall guy. So it wasn't by choice, but I got to experiment at first glance, the visual side of entertainment. And I really, really enjoyed it. And, as they say, the rest is history. My dad got me into photography, bought me my first, Minolta X700.
Yeah.
You remember that?
From the mines of Minolta.
Yeah. Back in the day when we had pterodactyls,
But Danny remembers that.
Yeah, we did. And
I was a trainer. I was a pterodactyl trainer.
But yeah, it was one of those things where I truly enjoyed, the whole filming and the whole process about creating moving pictures, and that's where it all started. And then later on, I directed my first play at the end of 6th grade. It was, take a guess, Halloween. It was my interpretation of Halloween, John Carpenter's Halloween, and they absolutely loved it so much that I had to redo it for the whole 3 classes. And that's when I decided, wow, this is great, but who would have thought I never would go to film school? It just dissipated. I had a group of friends that we all enjoyed doing that, and then we just departed. People go their own way. And then I really started getting into sports. So that's something else that we could talk about, and but sports taught me a valuable lesson, not to derail, but I got cut from my first 2 teams. I didn't get the opportunity.
What sport?
Baseball. I was a pitcher. I loved it. And I came back the 30 and we won city champs. We were 11-0. And, fast forward, I got recruited in high school to play, got drafted to play pro, and then I took full scholarship for baseball until I tore my rotacuff. So I did a lot, I've experienced
Who
a lot.
drafted you?
What's that?
Who drafted you?
Oh my God. I got drafted. Let's see. Atlanta was interested, the Pirates, a couple of other teams back in the day. We had actually 4 players on our teams that were being looked. It was weird going from a small, Group B school where nobody would come to a game. Then you go to Group 4. And then you got 20 scouts with radar guns. It's packed, and grass infield. It's incredible, night and day. But I'm so grateful for that. Yeah, it's amazing.
But now you said you were born in Newark,
yeah.
But you grew up in Elizabeth.
Yeah, I migrated to Elizabeth when I was like 6.
Okay, so I'm guessing your favorite baseball team was the Yankees.
Always will be. Die hard. Yeah, die hard.
We all have our cross to bear. Actually, now I have a buddy who's a die-hard Yankee fan. his father somehow, when we were kids, I went to every old timers day
No, man,
from the
that's
time
great.
I was about 10 years old
Wow.
until I was about 17. Over those 7 years,
Mm.
so I got to meet or I got to see Joe DiMaggio and
That's
Whitey
awesome.
Ford and all the great, Yankee,
Sure.
Mickey Mantle.
You got to see greatness, man. That's
And,
incredible.
and it was, but he used to go on road trips with the Yankees because
Wow.
his father knew, in '76, the year Dent hit the home run.
Wow.
The series that led to that tie where they had to play that one game playoff. His father, he called me up and he's like, my dad's got tickets for the game tonight. 3 rows behind home plate at Yankee Stadium.
Oh, I hate you right now. Oh, man.
He had no business going. He wasn't a fan.
Well,
I'm a Phillies fan. I've suffered my whole life.
Yeah. But the thing with me is that, I'm a diehard Yankee fan, but I'm a baseball fan. Like, I think I was the only Yankee fan who actually, and I'm sorry, but, I get crucified this all the time. But when the Red Sox, we're up 3-0. You guys remember this?
Oh,
We're up 3-0.
yeah.
How can you?
How
do
can you
that?
not?
I'm sorry for your emotion. No, but I think I'm the only guy. We were at a bar and we were watching the game, and I realized we just lost 4 in a row, right? And I actually stood up. I put a Red Sox hat on.
That's not good.
And I applauded.
They worked hard for it.
You do not lose 4 games in a row. I'm sorry, at that level. You do not. Granted, they earned it. There's no way that we should have lost 4 games in a row. But, I love just the affinity of
Let
the
alone
sport
to
itself.
Boston.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's just one of those things where I just appreciate baseball. I'll watch Austin P on a Saturday night with nothing else to do. I just love watching baseball. I just love the sport. It's one of those things.
One of those old timers game trips, I was 12 and I bought a Red Sox cap. And my buddy's father's like, you really shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah.
And
They'll break you hot like the movie Fever Pitch. Remember that?
And I'm like, well, what am I going to? It's, I'm 12. Well, we're in, and that was the one year he used to drive in. Okay. And we used to park by Manny's. You know where Manny's is? The cap and hat joint.
Oh, my God.
Right? Okay. I've been, yes, and you'll love this. I'm old enough to remember all 3 Yankee stadiums.
Wow.
I was about to
Okay.
say, you crossed every barrier.
So he used to park in that lot next to Manny's cap and hat over there on I don't know what street.
I can't even
it is,
remember what street that is.
77th or 107th, whatever it is in the Bronx. And so his dad said, you really don't want to do that. Well, one year he decides that we're going to take the train from Trenton and out of the Trenton station, and we're going to Penn Station, and then we're going to take the subways over to the Bronx. We must have changed trains like 3 times.
That's all.
And as we're going back from the subway, we're going to get the train back to Trenton. This guy turns around and looks at me, and I was like 12, so he was about 9.5 feet tall, 375,000 pounds, and he looked at me and said, "Boston sucks, kid." Nice. And I was like, I don't know whether I don't know. I don't think I peed myself, but
okay, way to teach the youth.
Yeah, right.
Excellent.
It's like, oh.
Good memories.
It's just great rivalries, though. I really do. I love baseball. I do, and that's one of those rivalries where you just can't help it.
And the funny thing is, his father, before he was born, was a booking agent, and he was the only man to ever bring Frank Sinatra to Trenton, New Jersey.
Oh, man!
And he's got the signed sheet music in his house,
That's
framed
brilliant.
on the wall, and it's just amazing. He's got pictures with him with DiMaggio, and all the Yankee greats, and it's just really, when his father passed away, he was only 19 when his father passed away.
Wow.
So he went in with a group of guys and they bought season tickets in the bleachers in Yankee Stadium.
Wow. But it cost him like a quarter back
then. I took my kids to a couple games, me and my kids and him and his daughter and son, and we're in the bleachers, and some of the stuff, like, my kids looked at me when they were done and said, "Well, that's the bleachers in Yankee Stadium," and they looked at me. I said, what do you think? Well, we knew if you laughed, it was okay to laugh. And we knew if you didn't, we were like, no, we can't laugh at that. Even
That's
though we
when your
thought it was
kids look at
funny.
you and go, your kids look at you and go, you suck. Look at these seats.
Right? Oh, I mean, it was just it. Yeah, they got an education out there.
Yeah, it's nostalgia back. You know what? That's one of the things I miss, man. In every aspect of life, I think as I get older, I realize it more because we're at an age where it's just this immediate gratification. You know, just like you were talking about. You know, people holding on to concert tickets and written songs and stuff. It's like the nostalgia behind it all. Now it's let's take a look at YouTube and see what they're all about, and it's
Right.
gone. You know what I mean? I used to wait for months, and my ticket would collect dust.
Right?
Waiting for it, and I could not wait. I'd count the days for the con. Nowadays, it's like you go to concerts, everyone's sitting down on their phones.
Yeah, but when I was younger, okay, let's say there was a concert coming up June 30th.
Yeah.
Those tickets wouldn't go on sale until May 1st.
Yeah.
You know, now they're
Crazy.
putting them on sale 8 months,
Yeah.
10 months, a year in advance.
Exactly.
You know,
And we didn't know who the artists looked like. We'd go to record stores and see pictures. Oh my God, that's what they look like. I remember
there was no internet to
goes-
look them up.
going to see ACDC. He's like, Angus Young, oh my God, he does this thing called the duck walk, and I could only relive through pictures. And nowadays, it's like,
Now, why is he wearing them shorts? You're just tuning in. This is Rock on Radio. Our guest tonight is Manny Cabo. If you want to give us a call, you can do so 609-241-7103. Why don't we do some music and then we'll come back and talk a little bit more.
Sounds good.
You gave me a whole bunch of MP3s.
yeah.
Which one would you like us to play?
You know what? I know them by heart, man. Pick one. This is on you. It doesn't matter, man. I'm all good.
All right. You hear that?
I kind of like them all, actually. I don't know why.
Well, they're yours. You should. All right. What are you going to play for us, Art?
So close to you.
So close to you. You want to talk about this before he plays it?
Yeah, you know, I guess for me, my wife and I were having this conversation about stories with art and pictures and songs, and every song I like to think has a pretty cool story. And "So Close to You" is just one of those songs where you try to let something go, and sometimes you can, but the memories still sustain you in some point, whether they're hardships or they're pleasing memories. Nonetheless, they still fill you in a positive way, because there were moments in time that you were captured. And this is just one of those songs that captures great moments, but it could be about anything. It doesn't have to be about a relationship. I like to throw a twist. It could be about whatever. It could be about, mom, a daughter, a pet, a tangible object, whatever, so close
Soda
to you.
bread.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Jameson.
Jameson.
You don't see.
And that's very close to you.
Quick story. I'm told I was in Ireland for 15 days once.
Really?
Yeah. And I do recall being in this hotel, the Hotel Esplanade, and it was there was another hotel next to it whose name I do not know. And I walked in there, and I said to the bartender, I said, "May I have an Irish coffee, please?" And he looked at me and he says, "Protestant or Catholic?"
Oh,
And
man.
I'm like, oh man, I'm right in between, because Bray is like 20 minutes outside of Dublin, like a 20-minute train ride outside of Dublin. I'm like, all right, I can go either way here.
You just mumble the answer.
and I said Catholic, and he goes, "Good choice." And then there's this group of 8 drunk guys sitting at a table, and they looked
Ireland? That's
in
weird.
Ireland. Imagine
No,
that.
imagine that.
And they looked at me and they said, "It's Catholic."
You can't get
So,
anything
right?
right.
Oh, no.
So then the guy looks over at me, and the bartender says, "What flavor?" And I said, "Well, I'll have some Jameson." Then the guys at the table,
Mhm.
"It's Jameson." Next thing you know, we're buying each other beers, and
They didn't care how you pronounce it.
they didn't care. They got a free pint out of the deal.
Exactly.
And I was hammered and walked next door and went to bed.
I thought he was going to say when I woke up, I realized I was in my living room.
Yeah. You might have.
No,
A
that's
few
now.
days later.
Sometimes I buy a case of Guinness and sit in my living room. Like, I'm in Ireland.
I remember the
Look at
old
that rock wall.
days.
All right. Our guest tonight's Manny Cabo, and this is his tune called
So Close to You.
Rock on Radio.
The lyrics to this song, wishing you there before. Especially the part that says, love me and miss you. Once held you in my arms, like a trail of smoke, you were gone. Now the ghost of you is all that's left to hold on to. Please say I'm gone. What the last words that went on between you and me that day? Now it doesn't matter anyway. You're right, I'm wrong. It was always the same old song between you and me, always. Now look at us today. I'm so far away. Still so close to me. Time to pack my bags and go. I can't do this anymore. Gotta turn the page, 'cause I just can't go back to. Please say I'm gone. What the last words that went on between you and me that day? Now it doesn't matter anyway. You're right, I'm wrong. It was always the same old song between you and me, always. Now look at us today. I don't really need this, but my mouth won't show lips. Just one more night, even though it's time to say Please say I'm gone. What the last words that went on between you and me that day? Now it doesn't matter anyway. You're right, I'm wrong. It was always the same old song between you and me, always. Now it doesn't matter anyway.
This is Papa John Bug and the Jam Band, wishing Danny Coleman and crew best wishes for the last 10 years. You've given us so many laughs on the Sunday night long drive, but we were able to premiere some of our CDs before and after, and our last one, Redemption, and hopefully our new one, Forgiven, in a couple of months. We'll come back on your show. I want to thank you for all the laughs, the sponsors, people calling in. We had a great time. And just a little quirks of before the show and after. We had a great time, and this Papa John Bug and the Jam Band wishing you best for your future endeavors as well. Thank you.
There you go, Papa John, talking about our 10th anniversary, 10 years of Rock On Radio. I want to thank him very much for taking the time out to send that to us here on COA Radio. And Papa is a guy that I've done gigs with, I've jammed with, I over the years, he's been here from the beginning, pretty much. I consider him a friend as well as a bandmate, and he's just an all-around great guy, Papa John. If you're just tuning in, that was Manny Cabo and his song called "So Close to You." But right now, on the phone with us, I'm very excited about.
I know.
I'm
You look very excited.
Do I look very excited?
Very, very. Look green.
Do I?
Oh no, that's because of St. Patrick's Day. Sorry about that.
We have not only an innovator in culinary, but an incredibly attractive young woman named, she goes by, Sexy Chef Wendy. Woo! Hello.
Happy anniversary.
Why, thank you, Wendy. I appreciate that.
10 years. Wow. That's
Yeah.
pretty awesome.
I've been doing this for 10 years. Claire was like 3 at the time.
I was. That's great.
That's what, at least that's her story. She's sticking to it.
I think Claire and I were in preschool together.
I think so. Yes, definitely. Definitely.
I used to try and make her wear lingerie, but she was like, Wendy, you need to put a turtleneck on. I said, absolutely not. I cannot do that.
We used to type in pencil back then.
And our say hello to engineer Art and our guest Manny Cabo this evening.
Hello there.
Hello.
What's going on?
You all, I'm in sunny California right now, guys.
I know.
That's
look
good.
at
Rub
you.
it in.
Now
And I'm jealous.
I'm drunk.
Yeah.
You don't care.
St. Patty's Day. I learned today the reason why we wear green is because a leprechaun, those little rascals, love to pinch us, and when you wear green, apparently you become invisible.
Ah.
I thought it was because everyone's green because they're about to vomit around here. That's
Yeah, pretty much.
I thought they were just because they're envious of us.
that too. That too.
So I have green on. Am I
You-
invisible?
Who? Who are you? What?
Yes,
Where are you?
I'm invisible. You sound a lot like my ex-wife right
Oh, do I? That's
Uh,
nice.
now. All right.
I'll take that as a
So,
compliment.
yeah, maybe. So, all right. So,
It sounds like you needed me. If you had an ex-wife, it sounded like you needed to have an experience with sexy Chef Wendy.
I'm telling you. So,
Ah.
tell us what an experience with Chef Sexy Wendy, Sexy Chef Wendy is all about.
Can you say that 10 times?
I
please?
can't
He
say
can't even say it once.
Sexy Chef Wendy. So, first of all, thanks again for having me on air. And I have a website, sexychefwendy.com, and you can kind of mull around and see what I do. I do wear lingerie when I cook. I have a very strong message to empower women and also to bring couples back together through cooking, love, romance, sex through cooking, because they, love and food have the same senses. They bring about all of the same emotions, and that is my underlying
Interesting.
message. We live in a world right now where everybody is constantly, on social media, distracted, and it's just a really basic thing to do is to communicate, to be together, to share, laugh, have fun in the kitchen together.
I find one of the most interesting, and I have to agree with you there. I think there's something quite arousing and sexy about cooking with your significant other.
Absolutely.
And-
Cooking is an act of love.
And
It really is. When
Right.
you cook for somebody, it's an act of love.
and you accentuate that.
I do.
And
Well, I definitely got your attention, didn't I, Danny?
you did.
Guilty. The way to a man's heart is through his stomach.
Actually,
Well, lingerie.
well, that's
Wait,
exactly.
lingerie.
See, that's how Sexy Chef Wendy cooks. She cooks in lingerie.
I do.
And I think the first video I ever saw of you cooking was you were making some sort of stuffed mushroom or some sort of
Okay. Really?
appetizer.
Okay.
And I was thinking, I can't remember what you put in it, but I was thinking that's pretty good. So what made you decide? I mean, how did you? You've got a ton of LinkedIn followers and Facebook followers, and you've got this amazing social media.
Instagram and YouTube.
Yeah.
Right.
So what made you wake up one day and say, you know what? I think I'm gonna accentuate cooking, but I'm gonna do it in lingerie. And now wait, let me say something, Wendy. You don't do it in. You do it in. You do it tastefully. You don't do it.
Thank you.
Yeah. So go ahead.
Well, I am a mother of 4, so I try to be tasteful. But I basically I took the 2 skills that I'm the best at, which are I've cooked my entire life. I grew up with gourmet chefs. I literally sat on the kitchen counter. We had gardens in our backyard, every fresh fruit and vegetable and herb you can imagine. So I learned how to cook very young. And I also started modeling when I was 14. I did a lot of lingerie catalogs, and that was my background. Those two things were basically the passions of my life. So I literally created the brand 6 years ago based on that. You know, you take the things that you're really, really great at and you have a lot of passion for, and that's what I did. It just made sense to me. It's like hit me over the head. I've always had people say to me, you know, sort of tease me that I always wear high heels in the kitchen. You know, and my response to that is I came out of my mother's womb in heels. I just literally feel more comfortable in heels. I run in them.
Oh yeah, people tease her. Yeah, right.
It's not for anything, but how'd your mother feel about that?
She's never been the same since.
I can imagine.
But that woman can cook. So you know, I was really fortunate to grow up with women that cook gourmet food. So it's in my blood. I love it. I felt like there was this niche that, you know, has not been, that no one else was really doing it. And as you say, it's tasteful. I mean, it's all on the up and up. I am a chef. I do actually run a business in Los Angeles, catering business. And I took those two. It made sense to me. And I felt like, you know, there's a lot of couples that have had children, or they're working couples now. We have the whole thing with social media, a lot of distractions. And I just felt like this would be something really fun that people could watch and learn really quite easily how to come back together simply through cooking. I watched as a kid my mother entertain people at a dinner table, and we would have every kind of person, age, you know, different demographic, completely different sides of life, completely get along and sort of fall in love around food. And I witnessed that all the time. So it's just something that I feel very passionate about. So I created Sexy Chef Wendy.
She can hear me though.
Simple.
She can hear me.
Yes, she can hear you.
You know, it's funny, and I have to agree with you wholeheartedly because, you know, first of all, you came up with a niche, which is the first and foremost, most important thing to do. But, you know, you're combining two things that are kind of people love sex, people love food. You combine those two. I mean, it's a no-brainer.
That's
but
right.
And it's true though. It really, right? He's smiling over here. He's like, yeah, you're right. Yeah,
I love sex with food.
Yeah, there you go. But I think it's important. I really do, and I'm glad you mentioned that, because I try to educate a lot of artists that, you know, your brand is very, very important, and if you stick to what you love, that you're great at, but more importantly, like you said, and I quote you, things that you're passionate about, it's a lot easier to do that because it's the simplest and most honest way of showing who you truly are. And first of all, it's not work. Second of all, you enjoy doing it, and you're always on a high. So good for you. That's awesome. That's a pretty smart idea.
Exactly.
You gotta eat.
Yeah, you hit that. Yeah,
Well, you are what you eat, right? I mean, I had to.
Now,
you have to have food, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You have both. They're both fantastic. I don't know which order or both altogether, but
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, who cares?
It doesn't matter, Wendy. Preferably, yeah, it doesn't matter. So, okay, actually, all right. So, what are your websites? Because Wendy is a very attractive. I'm going to just get that out there right now. So those of you who are listening, whether you're listening now or on one of the rebroadcasts anywhere in the world, check out what are your websites? How do we find you?
You can simply find me at sexychefwendy.com. And if you go onto my website, you can click on the icons. It'll take you to all my social media sites. Or if you just want to Google my name, Sexy Chef Wendy, the first few pages will fully load up of everything that I do.
I'm just going to ignore my script and just look her up.
Now you know why I don't script anything.
I do have a kick-ass hot sauce, carrot-based habanero mash with key lime on Amazon. We're reloading. We sold out. I'm very excited about that. Awesome. I also have a chocolate strawberry balsamic that is very sexy, very delicious, and all my products. And you'll see all over my social media. I have YouTube videos. I'm also in the middle of pitching a show called Men in Love with Food. The acronym is MILF, but it's Men in Love with Food.
I love it. Did you think of that, or is there a marketing team that thought of that?
Genius.
That's just
I'm
fantastic.
not gonna lie, the producer secretary came up with it. I want to kiss her. I love it so much. I was like, oh my gosh, that is brilliant.
Oh, that's fantastic.
There's a teaser of that on my YouTube station video called Men in Love with Food.
Yeah.
I encourage everyone to watch it.
Oh,
And
gosh.
yeah, it's fun. You gotta love what you do in life. I absolutely love what I do. I love making people
That's
happy.
awesome.
I love making them smile. I love cooking, and I'm a very kick-ass chef.
There
and
you
I
go.
love it. It's
Moms,
very
I'd like to
fun.
funnel cake. I don't know.
Moms, I'd like to funnel cake. Oh,
I had
God.
to.
But to the ladies out there, I would tell them, like, just be who you are and never be afraid of being
Good for
sexy.
you. Good for you.
Because we are, women are
Yeah.
amazing.
It's a big year.
Do
It's a
you-
big year for women too.
Do you think
Mm-hmm.
do you think that far too many women are inhibited? That there's a totally different woman inside themselves than the one that is being outwardly portrayed?
Oh, completely. I mean, I think it's very different in America than in Europe. The European women are much more open that way, but I think women here are a little more suppressed. And I think what happens too. And I have 4 children, by the way, and I've never changed who I am. I have 3 girls and a boy, and they
You
are
shouldn't have
very,
to.
very strong women. And I've never changed who I am because I'm very confident about who I am. And I think that what happens with a lot of women when they have children, they feel they have to change and suppress themselves sexually. And I think that's a mistake because their husbands married them. They were attracted to them. There was a chemistry. They should keep that going. I'm not saying run around town in lingerie, but have.
Why not?
No, hold it there. Don't rush. Hold it over.
If you wanted that
Typical
cool,
response.
In LA, that's totally normal, so
Hold
no
on there.
worries. But
One time before I started this radio program, and actually the reason why I started this radio program, I was a UPS driver in New Jersey, where I'm located, and I used to deliver a bridal. I used to deliver a bridal shop, and the girl who owned the bridal shop, her and I were very friendly. She always used to ask me if I needed water or anything, on the hot summer days. And
we all love our UPS men.
Wink, wink.
I like that. We deliver. That's right. But I had, and her and her husband, she became pregnant and she was due with a baby. And she says, "You got 2 kids." And at the time, my kids are small. And I said, "Yeah." And she said, "Any advice?" This is my first child. And I looked at her. I said, "Well, first of all, you're really asking the wrong person." I said, but the advice I gave her, Wendy, in all honesty, was don't forget how you got that way.
Exactly.
When-
there you go.
when-
Precisely. 100%.
And she looked at me, and I was like, when you and your husband were courting each other, you were wooing each other, when you were, you were dating, and everything was new and exciting, and you were married, and it's a future, and I remember saying to my now ex-wife, when I had kids, that there was nothing that brought us closer together yet drove us further apart, and
Yes.
and
very true.
and that the simple fact of the matter was because she forgot how we got that way. and
Well, it happens. People, and that's precisely my point. And it's not like you have to go out and have an expensive dinner somewhere. If you can get someone to watch those children, the in-laws or a neighbor or somebody, and get in the kitchen, start cooking together, experience each other. It's a very can be a very sensual experience.
It can.
Smell
Very
the
erotic,
aroma,
very sensual. Yes.
erotic.
Mhm.
And like you said, with women, remember how you dressed, how you to attract that guy. What did you do? You took the time
Yes.
to to look a certain way. So it's important to do that, especially when you have the madness of
I agree.
children,
Right.
and take the time and it's just, forget therapy. Get in the kitchen, start cooking together, and
That's
see what.
right.
Let the fly.
Make it hot.
Yeah,
All
make
right.
it hot and spicy.
Well, before I let you go, Wendy, so I can get back to our guest, Manny, who's been actually participating in this
No, this
discussion.
is good. This is good.
Very
Uh,
nice to meet you, Manny.
Pleasure's all mine.
Do
Trust
you
me.
do you have a certain recipe for St. Patrick's Day or anything coming up? Because I know you just partnered with somebody where you're doing a lot of catering and things. Is there anything else you want to share before we go?
Well, I'm running an LA catering business right now, which you can contact me through my website. I do everything from film shoots to weddings to private parties, tastings. Anywhere from 10 people to 350 people sit down dinner. So don't hesitate to reach out to me. I also travel, by the way, to sites for catering events.
So in this
So,
tasting program, yeah, let's delve into the tasting. How little? What?
You were like, so
Now, hold on there. Let's rewind here.
call me, sexy chef Wendy.
Sexy, congratulations.
Wendy, thank you so much for taking the time
Thank
to
you.
call us this evening. And you know what? Now that you've done it, you're branded.
Yeah.
you are welcome to call Rock On Radio any Sunday night that you wish to
I'd
tell
love
us
to do
what
that.
you're
That'd
up
be
to.
wonderful.
That would be fantastic. Again, websites real quick.
SexyChefWendy.com, or you can just look me up, Sexy Chef Wendy, on the internet. You'll find me everywhere. And don't forget to watch my sizzle reel called "Men in Love with Food" on YouTube.
Yes.
If I'm here in LA, we'll do a photo shoot.
There you go. Manny's also a photographer. See that? So,
Fun.
perfect. All right. Again, Wendy, thank you so much. And,
Okay, guys, lots of love. Thank you so much. I
Good luck,
appreciate
Wendy.
it. Have a wonderful St. Patty's Day.
you too. Stay sexy. See ya.
You too. And spicy. Bye-bye.
Rock on. Sexy Chef Wendy right here on Rock On Radio. Calling in. You can call in like Sexy Chef Wendy, 609-241-7103. Ask Manny questions. I'll give you something. We've got Rock On Radio merch. We have, what do we have?
Jack Furlong CD.
We have Jack Furlong CDs.
Magnets?
We have car magnets that Manny's been modeling. We have pens. We have
soda bread.
we have Irish soda bread. Hey, easy.
He's giving away your
Uh,
soda bread.
We have tote bags. We have T-shirts. We have tank
Mugs.
tops. We have coffee mugs. I've got a whole line of merch.
Wow.
I finally got, Manny, I got a line of merch, dude.
Merch is important, man.
I've
Merch
got
is
to put it on
sustenance.
here. I got to take pictures.
Do you know how many bands
Of the
make a
merch.
living on just merch?
Most of them today because the record companies suck.
Yeah, damn right. Exactly my point.
609-241-7103. So thank you, Manny, for your patience.
Pleasure's all mine.
She's a blast.
No, this
Sexy
is
Chef
great.
Wendy.
This is great. And you know what? She's doing an amazing thing. Because, listen, as a man, it's not always the woman's fault. Because I've been a culprit of myself. We get so wrapped up in our own careers that sometimes we forget to say I love you, or we forget the greatest qualities. And you know what? To be honest with you, and I think you guys will agree with me, without women, we wouldn't be here today. So I think we need to get a grip.
This
is
true.
I support women wholeheartedly, and I think that what she's doing is great, especially if it's bringing couples together. Because you'd be surprised, something no one would ever think about. Let's cook together, because realistically speaking, nowadays it's like even holding a conversation can be a little difficult. So I think that I commend her for at least putting in the effort and being creative, coming up with a niche, and she is helping out couples. Good for her.
Now, speaking of creative,
Yeah.
you are also a photographer.
Yes, sir.
We're going to kind of bounce back and
Sure,
forth.
man. This is your show, dude.
Yeah, sometimes.
Shh, don't tell him.
So, how'd you get into photography?
Yeah, again, going back to my early video days, I just loved being behind the camera. And then my dad was a photographer, and he became a professional. He studied and everything. And so watching him, he had a huge impact on my photography career. And fortunately, I had a really beautiful sister who I started photographing, and I got a feel for, how to photograph female, and it just started off in a way where I just started working on my composition, and one thing led to another. And then I went to college, and my dad gave me his camera equipment. So I took it with me to college and started taking pictures in Florida. And, after I came back, finished off at Seton Hall, I started the Seton Hall Film Association.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, because
So you went
everyone.
to Seton Hall.
Yeah, I
Okay.
did. I graduated from Seton Hall in '94. I think pterodactyls were still in junior back then, but no.
Fred
But
Flintstone.
but yeah, I started the Seton Hall Film Association, and I was debating because everyone goes to NYU, or they go to Jersey City University. Like Seton Hall was known for an arts school; it was more nursing and law. But I'm like, it doesn't matter where you go if you have a passion. You go to college, what? They give you textbooks, right? You buy the books, you study the books, and hopefully you pass. I just went to Barnes and Noble, bought a couple books, studied photography genres that I really had an affinity for, which was glamour and landscapes, and I just started to master the craft. And then it just took off. I started getting jobs here and there, and one thing led to another. Until nowadays, I got pictures in Times Square now. I've shot for Maxim, Calvin Klein campaigns. I've been really fortunate. Yeah, I mean, I worked really, really hard for that. It never came easy, but I give a lot of my credit to my dad for who inspired me to do it, and all the photographers before me, the Arno Newmans and La Chapelles and the Leibowitzes, and there have been so many influences in my life. But it's just one of those things that it'll never die. Till this day, I was taking pictures today for a campaign. I'm doing a free live concert on Facebook and Instagram. So what do? I do my own promo photography. I mean, I get paid to do it for record labels. Why not do it for myself?
Yeah.
And I like to barter with artists because I know artists don't have that much money. So I'll take care of them on rain. Like today, he'll play for me, and I'll take some great campaign shots for him. So I like to give back, but photography gives me a way of doing that.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Now you've also been on season 9 of The Voice.
Right.
How'd that come?
It was amazing. I was propelled by a lot of my friends who was like, "Dude, you got a pretty decent voice. Why don't you go try out?" And at first, I'm not a reality TV quote unquote type of guy. And a quick story here, when they finally interviewed me on The Voice, if they're listening, they'll be like, "Yeah, he's telling the truth." They're like, "So what do you like about these reality shows?" And I'm like, I can't stand these shows. The only reason why I'm here is I got a guy back here who'll kick my ass if I don't go in and go on through with this, And yeah, it wasn't my thing, but what I really loved about The Voice, and I've said this over and over on so many interviews, that it was one of those things where I didn't question their integrity. I didn't have to fabricate anything. It wasn't about the story. It's about you. From the whole process to the blinds where they give you a choice. They don't care what you look like. They're listening to the voice. And that in itself is something that's commendable, in a world where there's so much focus on image. And I'm a photographer who have my own, so I get it. But when it comes to talent, that shouldn't be an element, to either say yay or nay, we're going to do it. So The Voice allowed me to be who I was.
Did you make it through the blinds?
Yeah, I did. I got a 4-chair turn. I was on Team Adam.
Okay.
Actually left after the battles. We had a great battle. My battle buddy Keith Semple, who's out in Chicago. We go back and forth. Sometimes we'll do some shows. It's been a while. He's Irish. He should be here.
You should, or at least you should send Jemison.
Yeah. So Keith, if you're listening, man, give Danny a call.
Hey,
But,
I'm in.
Yeah, but yeah, it was an incredible journey. And for somebody like me, I live in the moment and I just enjoy the present. So I just took it all in. If anything, it wasn't even about my voice. That was a show that showed me what my calling was. And I knew my calling was to assist and inspire, because I had probably 20 or 30 of the contestants in my hotel room, teaching them how to meditate or teaching them what to think about and forget about the performance. And this is what you should be focusing your attention on. And I had parents call me, and to be honest with you, 4 of the final 12 were there because of me. And I'm not saying that to boast. I'm just saying that sometimes people need a little bit of help from one of their own. And that was there more of a father figure, kind of a mentor. So that was really gratifying for me. And I'm doing that now on La Voz. It's like, coming full circle, crossing barriers now, language.
We had there's an artist that is a frequent guest of this program, or was in the past, and she actually made the blinds.
That's awesome. What's her name?
Her name was, she goes by Soph.
Soph.
But then she was a kid. She was like 17, 18 years
Wow.
old. She went by Sophia Nicole.
Okay.
And she's like, "Danny, I need you to do me a favor. I'm using some pictures and footage from your radio show, but I need you to sign all these waiver forms.
Oh man.
I'm like, why? She said, well, I got selected for The Voice. And she
Right.
spent like 5 or 6 weeks out in LA. And then
Right.
when it came to the blinds, they already filled all the slots before they even got to her.
Right.
So she didn't even get a chance to,
Right.
do
get
her
it.
thing. But she didn't stop. She's still
Good for her.
out there playing today.
Good for her. And I didn't do The Voice for accolades. I didn't do it anything. I did it because you know what? I love to sing, and it was another opportunity that was given to me. And so why not take it?
Be
I'm
foolish not to.
Yeah, I'm not that woulda, coulda, shoulda type of guy. You got to take risks. Big risks are the ones that yield the biggest rewards. So why not? And I'm not a young buck, and I love the fact that I can keep proving the younger people, to keep on going. There's no excuses in life. You got to do what you love, because if you're doing it for the money, or you're doing it for the accolades or the fame, you're doing anything. It doesn't matter what it is. You're doing it for the wrong reasons. It'll catch up to you sooner or later. It caught up to me many a time. So I'm speaking from experience.
True. If you're just tuning in, this is Rock On Radio. Our guest tonight is Manny Cabo. Why don't we do another tune?
Sure.
All right. What do you have queued up there, Art?
Where are your words?
Oh, that's a
We
good
were
one.
talking
That's an
about that on
important
the list, right?
Yeah, it was an important one. This is where you asked me, well, tell us about where are your words.
Maybe not.
Give me some more Jameson.
Give me some more Jameson.
That's what I was going to say. Jameson. Wait, this is.
So tell us about this.
Yeah. I know, right? Where Your Words is
Am I
one
that
of those
predictable?
songs. No, not at all.
No.
It's cool where I'm watching myself on TV.
On
This is
TV,
great.
there you
We got
are.
media all over the place. Ladies and gentlemen, the crew here is just fabulous. They're beyond reproach. So I'm going to give them a big shout out. But yeah, Where Your Words is one of those songs that actually hits home. It was a song that was written by my dear friend Bonnie Warren and myself, and we united forces. This is our second effort. And it got some great acclaim by Patch.com. And it was actually inspired by a young girl, Kalani, who she was severely bullied in school, sadly, but that's the case nowadays every time I turn on the TV, unfortunately. But she was bullied, and what she did was, which was very, very brave of her to do, she took Post-its of every single name that she was called in her school at the time. And her dad did a video, and she was really, real emotional. And she just went on and went on about how, I don't care what you guys call me, and how I'm not going to wear these words. I'm showing you that they mean nothing, and I won't let them affect who I am as an individual. So that sparked Where Your Words, and it's one of those songs where, despite what you may think of me, it's your inner void that's the problem. It's not me, and that's where bullying stems from, and people need to realize that who's ever bullying you actually went through an episode, and they were probably going through something really difficult at that time. So you can't really judge, but at the same time, it's not right. And it's usually an inner void that they're dealing with. So they take it out on an innocent recipient. In this case, it was Kalani, and like in millions of instances that are transpiring worldwide now. So it's a song to bring awareness to a serious topic that's actually, we're losing lives because of it. Not only in schools, but in the industry, there's so many people that are committing suicide, unfortunately, where they're looking for that way out. And please, if you're out there listening, if you feel like there's a void in your life, get help, because you're not the only one. You're not the only one dealing with something. And we all have our luggage and our baggage, however you want to call it. We all have our downfalls, and including myself. And the only difference between me is I have a lot more bullets because, I meditate a little bit more and I educate myself on different ways to counteract depression or sadness or hardship. But there's always a way. And whether it's through my song or whether it's through therapy or friendship or family, get help, because you know what? Everyone has something amazing to offer in this world. So find out what that is, and don't leave us too early, please.
Correct. This is Rock On Radio. That is Manny Cabo. That is Claire. That is Art. And this is your song called
Where Your Words.
You call me nasty names, aim like arrows at my heart. You shouldn't be ashamed, or do you think you are? I'm building all my armor to protect my soul. Just a police, so here I am saying no. Oh, I won't these words. Shoot at me, I will show you how strong I can be. I've done nothing, nothing, nothing. Trying to find something better to do. Something cut myself in a leap. So, world is full of ignorance. You just play the part of a doesn't realize until it's way too late. Take a life and what you call should I be? I will show you how strong I can be. I've done nothing to be. Can't find something better to do. I'm sorry, words shoot me. I will show you how strong I can be. I've done nothing. Can't you find something better to do? I'm where you
Hello, this is Danny Rongo, singer-songwriter, acoustic bass guitarist, bassist, vocalist, playwright, author, and activist. Now, I've listed all of these titles because Rock on Radio host Danny Coleman has been kind enough to have me on his show under all of these headings over the past 10 years. You see, I truly cannot say enough about Danny and Rock on Radio. His format is simple. He provides a platform for any and all New Jersey-based musicians, bands, and artists. He is not genre specific, although the name Rock on Radio might lead you to believe so. Danny has allowed me to plug multiple fundraisers that I've produced for our veterans. He has allowed me to publicize a musical I've written. He's even allowed me to speak in length about my own spirituality. And all of this, and I've been on his show countless times to talk about the CDs that I've written as a singer-songwriter. You see, Danny Coleman is a great musician, a humanitarian, an advocate for countless causes, and someone that I'm honored to call my friend. Congratulations, Danny, and Rock on Radio for 10 years of love and support for myself and for all of my fellow New Jersey-based artists. Congrats again, brother. Love you.
Yeah, we love Danny Rongo. I love him more now.
You feel the love.
I feel the love.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, that was incredibly kind of him
Mm-hmm.
to do that.
No, it's all true.
I'm not even going to kid you in a little bit. Cal Schwartz sent me one.
Mm.
And
he was your co-host. at one
Cal
point.
was my co-host,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And unfortunately, I had to move from Lenoka Harbor,
Mhm.
and the distance when I went to Lambertville, the distance was too great for Cal to drive. He's like, I ain't going to Lambertville. But I have nothing but respect for anybody who sent me a promo thus far. But I'm not going to kid you. Cal sent me one the other night, and if you ever play that, I may have
He has
to
to leave the room.
I may have to leave the room because I was sitting on my couch and I was listening It was, and it's brief. I asked everybody to keep it under
Mhm.
2 minutes if they wanted to send something, and that's what it was. And Cal sent me something, and I couldn't handle it.
Mm.
He's a great man and a great friend.
Cal's amazing.
Mm.
You know Cal?
I know very well.
Mhm.
Rutgers boy, love him.
Yes,
He's
yes.
an amazing guy. If you ever see him without a Rutgers cap, take a picture. Because
Yeah,
I don't
it'll
think
never
I'll
happen,
believe it.
right?
Never happen. I don't think I'll believe it.
The
I really
man
don't.
goes to black tie events with
Right.
a Rutgers cap.
Yeah, he
Mhm.
does.
Yeah.
He's got his own little niche there.
Mm.
And him and Fran have his wife Fran have welcomed me into their home, and Tara,
Yeah, he's good
Jean
people.
and Kurt
Mhm.
over at New Jersey Discover have both welcomed me into their family.
Tara,
there,
she's another one. She's
Yeah.
great too.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up, Tara?
So
I'm live right now. Hope you guys don't mind.
No, hey.
Everyone likes to be nosy what we're talking about. Who's Cal? What's going on here?
But yeah, and he sent me a promo that I'm sure Art will play at some
Nice.
point.
I'm going to take a piece of it. I'll put it on our website.
Which you can find all these
Mhm.
rock what Art term-
Rock-timonials.
rock-timonials
They're out there.
on our website at DannyColeman'sRockOnRadio.com or the short link DCROR.com.
Mhm.
You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at Rock On Radio, all one word, all caps. And hello there, green person. What's your social media sites? How do we find
It's
Manny Cabo?
Absolutely. You can go to the Manny Cabo. It's all consistent all the way through the board. And then the website's mannycabo.com. It's pretty straightforward.
Nice.
I try to make it easy for everybody, you know.
It's nice having
I had to wait almost 2 years to buy my website
was
though,
gonna say.
because once you got off The Voice, somebody bought it for like $30,000.
Really?
I mean, I love my name, but I'm not paying $30,000 for it. No.
For myself.
No, for myself. Absolutely not.
Why should I have to pay for me at all?
Yeah,
Me.
absolutely. So I was there, once every month trying to see, and when I grabbed it, I swear I would have stole a credit card just to buy the $9.99 URL. You know what I mean?
So tell us a little bit about
Right.
Manny Cabo. I mean, first of all, where are you from?
Okay. I was.
You're born in Newark,
Yeah,
right?
I was born in Newark, New Jersey. And then I
But you
migrated
have
to West Coast.
family out of the country?
I do.
Okay.
I'm a Hispanic. I was born here, but my mom's from Puerto Rico,
Okay.
and my dad's from South America, from Uruguay.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and that's one of the things that's helping me on La Voz right now, which is great because it's kind of a mind game because I'm singing in Spanish, and I've always wanted to do that. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's
Well, go ahead. We're not stopping you. Sing something in Spanish.
I think we have one. I think you sent this one.
Did he?
I did. It's actually it's the recording of classic Luis Miguel song "Historia de un Amor," which is translated the story of love. And it's just a great challenge. And that was the first time in my life I actually got nervous. My nerves got the best of me.
Really?
Yeah,
Why?
it did because I'm not gonna lie. I've always wanted the opportunity to sing a ballad live, and here I
Okay.
am singing in front of millions of people. And then for some reason, at that split second, I realized, wow, I've manifested something that I really want, and it caught me by surprise. And it was like, oh my God, what if I screw this up? And I did. I did. I did, not blatantly, of course, but I did. But it was one of those lessons learned, to stay focused and not take yourself too seriously. And I've learned so many priceless, lessons in this industry.
You know what I
Over the years.
find? One of the things I find about The Voice,
Yeah.
so to speak, and American Idol,
Yeah.
and they sit there and they critique somebody who is on a program,
Right.
who is probably 99%, I'm sure they are nervous as they've ever been in their
Yeah.
life.
Of course.
And, so if you're nervous, you're going to crack a note. You're going to maybe quiver a little bit. You're going to
Dry mouth. There's so many.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And yet they give you these, they critique you and criticize you as if you're not supposed to make a mistake.
Right.
Let me tell you something. I've been to rock concerts where I've heard the musicians make mistakes.
Absolutely.
Things happen. So in a way, I think those shows are great because you get to see some incredible talent that
Right.
you wouldn't see sitting home,
Right.
or not watching television. But on the other hand, I think they're very misleading in a lot of ways, and they can crush somebody's desire to sing and bring their talent to the world.
Mm. You know, and that's a valid point because it can. And here's the thing: leading up to the blinds or leading up to the battles, there is an intense amount of preparation that goes behind it. So you do have a certain margin for error, just not on the live, right? But it gives you an opportunity to really work with some incredible people behind the scenes. And in most cases, you are so polished by the time you get to the blind that, you know, the chances of you screwing up is pretty minimal. But if it's a really raw audition, and I don't know how American Idol works, I don't know how everybody else works. If it's like raw and you're just jumping on, you know, cold right off the street, yeah, it could be very, very intimidating.
Who was your coach?
On The Voice? Or
Yeah,
now?
who'd you work with? And,
Adam.
well, both.
Adam, and right now it's Carlos Vives.
Oh,
La
okay.
Voz. Yeah, so they're both icons. You know, Carlos got like 15 Grammys in the Latin world, and obviously, you know, Adam, he's got a great physique and pretty, and drops f-bombs like nobody's business. But that's besides the point.
How many Grammys do I have?
Grannies? What grandma?
I was gonna say, I had 2 Grammys, my mom's and my dad's Grammy. I had 2.
I don't even have those.
You don't even have those. I have 2.
Right.
That's because you're much younger than me.
I am.
I just want to show everybody this vibe here. It's so cool, you know, and such great people. And thank you for having me on the show. By the way.
You're
And
awesome.
this
Oh, yeah,
is
butter.
butter.
Because you're on a roll.
It's St. Patrick's Day, so everyone's crazy.
Call me butter. I'm on a roll.
Jamison? How do you say it?
I
How do you
should
say
have.
it?
Jemison.
Jemison.
And the funny thing about that whole group of 8 guys was, at the time I was there with my, with the girlfriend I had at the time, and
Right.
we were over there. There were 13 of us,
Right.
and the guy said to me, "How many are you here? Just you and her?" And I said, "No, there's 13 of us. It's 13." I was like, "Ay, ay, ay! I'm gonna get crucified here, right?"
Attached roof and
Oh yeah,
You can't win for losing.
Yeah.
You screwed up the name of the Jameson, the Catholic. Lucky you got that one right.
Thank God, I got that right.
And now the
I would probably be here.
There's no H's. The H's are H's.
Next
Right.
time you go,
Yes,
better
I
be
think
as a
so.
Correct.
Mhm.
All right. Well, then they decided to debate why I was there.
right.
One guy says, "So why are you here?" I said, "You're on a golf holiday." The other one smacks him and says, smacks him right across the chest. "You don't get idiot. He wouldn't be here on a golf holiday with his girlfriend. He doesn't bring your girlfriend on golf holidays." And
Right.
then they started like arguing amongst themselves. It's like something you would see in a movie.
Right.
You were. You didn't know.
I didn't know. And then she come out of the bathroom and she's like, "What did I walk in the middle?"
It's hilarious.
But if you're just tuning in, our guest tonight is Manny Cabo. Let's do some more music.
Sure.
Why not?
I'm down.
What do we got?
I don't know. I was looking to play.
What's a good one? Hey, 90 proof is a fun one.
90 proof.
90 proof.
All right.
Let's-
Well, while Art's prepping that, we will keep talking. Go ahead. All right. Why don't you talk about 90 proof, man?
Yeah.
Like Jefferson.
Not- hey, what's going on? I feel like I got to stop every time. You ever do that? You're talking and somebody texts. You're like, hey,
No.
Hey, you pause and you
Oh,
got-
I like that. I got a good
there
one.
you go. You got one. Right? But
Next thing you know, you're on the cover of People magazine.
Manny, I saw you the other day. I don't know. You had no clothes on. Wait a minute.
We're plumpers. Oh, wait.
I guess 90 proof is one of those songs that's kind of deceiving. And again, I like writing lyrics that are, you know, personal to me, but also that people can relate to. So 90 proof at first glance, you hear it and you think it's about a relationship, you know, 90 proof. And then you start talking about, you know, you're putting the words together and you were like, well, you know, it was a bad breakup or it was a bad relationship or whatever. And it has nothing to do with that. It's actually my pursuit of a record deal all my life, you know, and 90 proof being, you know, I'm stronger than I think I am because you drink some 90 proof and yeah, you might get a stomach ache, but you know, you'll live through it. So there you go. That's baby stuff. But and
Child's play.
it's one of those songs that when I listen and I play it back, it's like it reminds me, and I hope it, you know, it serves the purpose of reminding somebody else that you're actually stronger than what you think. You know, and my mom always had this saying in Spanish, and she says that Dios ahorca pero no cuelga. You know, God will choke you, but he'll never hang you. You know, and there's always a solution to every scenario. You know, I don't like to use the word problems. We have situations in life, you know, and this is the type of song where it just constantly, again, reminds you that no matter how bad things are, stick to your guns, keep showing up, and you'll manifest what you desire. But failures are part of the success process. And that's the intention I wrote the song.
Amen.
With the two other guys, Mike Frio and oh my God, there's so many people that I need to thank on this. That, I'm not going to obviously, but they know who you are, and this song won a couple of great awards. And Lee Wilson out there, if you're listening, dude, great job, man.
Dios mío.
Yeah, that's pretty good. It's Dios mío. Now I'm going to be the Irish, but in Spanish. It's Dios mío.
Dios mío.
Get it right. We're in a church, for the love of God. We're going to get that part right.
I speak the best Spanglish you'll ever
Spanglish.
hear.
Yeah, man.
Apparently, I only speak Spanish really well when I'm drunk.
I saw a great quote the other day. It hit home. You never make fun of somebody with broken English.
I saw that. Yeah.
Because that means they speak another language.
Fluently.
That actually hit home. I'm like, wow, that's pretty brilliant. I never really thought about that. Yeah.
I go golfing every year on a golf trip.
Right.
Myself and 7 other drunks or golfers. And we started out by going to Ocean City, Maryland. And
Secrets.
yes.
Play that place many times. Love that
And
place.
I came out of Secrets because they used to have this drink that was dispensed out of a Slurpee machine. It was called a pain in the ass.
Really?
Okay.
That's the
it
name of
looked
the
like a
drink?
Slurpee. That was the name of the drink. It had 8 shots of booze in it, but
Go
they came
figure.
out like a frozen drink.
Right.
So I had my father's like, "You want me to buy you one?" Yeah, because I would go down there with my dad and some other guys. And we go down there and yeah, sure, I'll have one. So I have one. I'm like, "Oh, it's pretty good." You want one, Dad? Yeah. So I buy him one. So I'm halfway through this drink, and I'm like, I gotta hit the bathroom. So I stand up, and I was like, "Whoa!" And I walked. For those of you watching at home, I went this way, this way, this way, this way. The bathroom was there, and I went that
And
way.
the bathroom was all the way in the back too, so you could easily get lost.
Of the outside bar, right? You know what I'm talking
you could
about.
easily get lost. You run into the ocean, as far as you know.
Right? Finally, I love you, Manny, man. Somebody can finally relate to my drunken story.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you know where we're at.
He watched you.
He did. He
Sadly
did.
enough, I can admit it. Yeah.
So I go into the bathroom,
Right.
and it was one of these deals where I lean my head against the wall because I'm hammered at this point. So I said to my dad, I come back out, and my brother-in-law was with me, and I said, "You know what? I'm out of here. I'm going back."
Right.
So I go outside and I find the drunk bus. The drunk bus in Ocean City that runs up. That's $2 for 24-hour bus pass. You can go anywhere, right? So I get on the drunk bus, and it's me and the majority of the cleaning crews from every hotel, which are mostly Latino and Latinas,
Of
right?
course.
And I'm the only white guy, Anglo-Saxon, Christian white guy, Catholic white guy on his bus. And I can hear him talking because I'm hammered.
Right.
I'm bouncing off the seats and I'm going on. And I hear him talking, and for some reason, I understand what they're saying.
It's amazing when you're drunk, you speak different languages.
And I'm like, now, because I had Spanish in high school, and
Okay. So
and
you have
then
a foundation.
working for UPS in Trenton, it had become my
Sure.
area was heavily, Hispanic and Latino. And I was like, okay, so I'm listening to him, and I'm too drunk to really care at this point. So finally they said something. I can't remember what it was, but I stood up and I'm like, yo estoy de la chupacabra.
Which means
Chupacabra.
It's like, I don't know. It's a thing.
It was broken Spanish. Can I polish your shoes?
Yeah, exactly. At that point, it doesn't matter.
Like three of the women are sitting there and they're like, oh, Chupacabra! And the men are cracking up.
Yeah.
And next thing I know, it's the last stop. And the bus driver looks at me and goes, "All right, buddy, that's it." I'm like, "What do you mean that's it?" He said, "That's it." I said, "My hotel's way back there." He said, "No, that's it. That's all the further the bus goes." Everybody had left the bus. I didn't even realize it.
Somebody's going in.
Now I had to walk 3 blocks back to my hotel, and my brother-in-law got back before me. He was ready to call the cops. He thought I was lost. Hello, welcome to Rock On Radio. Who's this?
Wow, can I join in on this conversation?
Sure.
As always.
This is Annette.
Hello, Annette.
Annette.
Where are you from, Annette?
Well, I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York. I live in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
Oh, the steel stacks. Nice.
Exactly, right? Close
Mhm.
by.
Yeah. I've been to a few concerts at your
Manuel.
fairgrounds.
Well, Manuel, I'd like to know about your preparation from The Voice to La Voz.
Oh, so first of all, let me rewind. You just said Manuel, which
I
means
know.
you're Hispanic, right?
Yes, I am. Puerto
Awesome.
Rican.
My
Were you on that bus?
Boricua is calling in. So, what was the question? How my preparation for the voice?
You were on The Voice
Yes.
a few years ago.
Yes.
And how have you prepared now for La Voz?
For La Voz, well, that's a great question, and one of those things where it's not just preparing your voice; it's a lot of mental preparation too. It's a lot of pressure, You really need to come up with at least 3 solid songs that you're comfortable with, because obviously during the audition process, you want
You're
to.
breaking up.
Can you hear me now?
It's very staticky.
What about now? All right, look, they just handed me this little device. Can you hear me better now?
This little device.
I don't know if it's a razor. Are you trying to tell me something?
It might be.
That may be on her
battery.
end. Yeah,
Right.
if she's on a cell phone.
Are you on a cell phone right now? Because it could be on your end.
Nope, she's
Say
gone.
again?
Nope, there she is.
There she is. Yeah, it could be your cell phone, because we're actually pretty good. We're on a hard line, aren't we?
Well, I hear you better now.
Oh, there you go. So what I was saying is the most important thing to do is select a couple of songs that you're really, really comfortable with, that show off your character, that show off your range, and that you're more comfortable with singing, because you should know those lyrics inside out, upside down, and be really, really comfortable, so you don't have to think about anything. You just sing at that point. And that should at least help you in the initial process. But if you're fortunate enough to make it on the show, it's taking care of your health. It's I meditate to stay focused, and just try to eat healthy and get as much sleep as possible. Any
I
person
have
will
to
tell you.
tell you, I have to tell you something, that your performance on The Voice was spectacular.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
And I think you were quite versatile when you were on.
I didn't pay her to say that, by the way, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much, Annette. I appreciate that. I mean, what was the next thing you said? I'm sorry.
You were quite versatile when you were on with Vivens, and I look forward to hearing some more of your Spanish songs.
Well, thank you so much. Yeah, I think you're in for a treat. It's going to be a lot of fun. It was. Go ahead.
Well, Annette, I want you to do me a favor, okay? Because you were kind enough to call Rock On Radio. I want you to go to dcror.com, and you'll see an email there, Rock On Radio 1460. Just click on the email. Send me an email with your address, and I will send you something just for listening to the program and calling in to talk to Manny.
There you go.
How's that?
What is it? D what? D as in da or the letter D?
D as in
Dan.
David.
Dan.
Danny.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's in
Okay.
Danny. There you go.
C as in Coleman. ROR.com.
DCROR.com.
Correct.
Nice.
You got it.
Así mismito. For those of my Latin friends out there. She's what we call a Boricua, somebody from Puerto Rico.
I still want that poster of you.
Oh, well, you know what? I tell you what, then I'll coordinate something with Danny, and I'll send you something as well. Absolutely. Thank you so much for your support in that. I'm so grateful.
All right, thank you, and
See?
much luck to you.
Yeah, you're going to get Manny merch. You're going to get Rock On Radio
There you
merch.
go.
You're going to get everything. Jack Furlong CD. You get a Jack Furlong CD just for this. Annette,
All right,
thank
I
you.
look forward to seeing you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for listening and tuning in. Rock on, Annette.
All right, take care.
There you go.
Take care, Annette.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. And
Sweet.
we were going to play a song until I started talking about buses in Ocean City, Maryland, but you said secrets. It was the magic word.
Oh, you kidding me? I've had
Total diversion.
some good shows at Secrets.
Directly
Some good
across
shows.
the street was the Ocean Club. They had
Yeah.
the best prime rib sandwiches, man. Oh.
And if you're drunk enough, you could actually walk into the ocean.
Yes.
Literally.
You could. You could if you, yeah.
Was there a bar there? No.
At the Ocean Club, there were 3.
In the ocean?
I went bar hopping in one
What's
bar.
up, everybody?
All right, keep it
We got more
going.
calls. We got
See,
more
they-
calls.
They heard
More
I
calls.
gave something away.
Yeah,
Hello,
exactly. Oh, we got free stuff.
Let me call.
Who doesn't like free?
Welcome to Rock On Radio. Who's this?
Hello?
Hello. Who's this?
Hey.
Manny, it's Jamie from the Brew Pub.
Oh my God! Yeah, everyone's calling in tonight, man. Thank you guys so much.
There was a woman that called her first.
Yeah, you guys are switching phone lines. Give me the phone. Give me that.
So,
With my wife.
Oh, okay. So she's the tech person.
No, I'm the tech person.
She's a secretary.
She's just the one that calls. Excuse me,
I was
Mr.
watching you on my phone on Facebook.
Nice.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, because I put the number in the feed so people can call in.
That's
Yeah.
perfect. Love it.
Thanks for calling in, Jamie. Man, totally
So
appreciate it.
now she's watching you while I'm talking to you.
Oh, that's
on her
great.
phone.
She's watching you talk to him.
So I'm in stereo.
So what do you have to say to Manny? Go ahead, Jamie.
Manny,
Yes, sir.
I remember you from the brew club days, and you're the best.
Thank you so much, man. So
I
grateful.
wish you nothing but the best.
Thank you so much. I appreciate all your support, man. Spread the word, man. There's a lot of great things coming, man.
Always do.
I appreciate it.
Well, and also that's another caller.
Yeah.
Hey, Jamie.
I'll let you handle that.
Okay, I'll
this
handle
is
that.
his gig.
This is a little easier. Jamie, are you listening? Jamie, hello.
He's gone.
He's gone.
He's dropped.
Jamie, if you're there, call back.
He hang up?
I don't know.
Pretty sure.
He's not talking.
Well, there's nothing. He's not talking. It's not
great.
All right. Well, Jamie, if you're still listening,
Go onto our website.
go onto our website, dcror.com. That's dcror.com. Send me your address and I'll send you something.
There you go.
Mhm.
And send me an email. I'll send you an autographed picture too, man. I appreciate it.
There you
Oh.
go. See?
Nice.
Manny.
Money.
We're having a good time tonight, man.
Woo, there he is.
More calls.
It's Jamie calling back. What can I get?
Jamie.
Hello, welcome to Rock on Radio. Who is this?
Hi, I'm calling from Seattle, Washington.
Oh, that's a beautiful thing.
Wow.
Hello.
Way the way. So I want the backstory on how Manny decided to do the voice in the first place.
Oh, you got to turn your computer down.
Yeah, you got to turn your computer down.
I'm hearing myself on the phone.
This is great. It's like, are they listening to another show? They're cheating on us.
No, I was listening to your show. I turned it off so I can talk.
Who is that guy back there? Yeah.
So that's what I'd like to know is the backstory of how Manny decided to go on The Voice, because that had to be a big turning point.
She must not have been listening.
Yeah, no, you know.
But you go right ahead.
I probably didn't turn in right away. Sorry.
That's okay. I'll forgive you. I'm even going to send you
Time zone
something.
differences. Time zone differences.
Well,
You're
you
gonna
know,
get a prize for doing that.
Yeah, you're 3 hours behind us.
and,
Yeah.
and either which way, just for calling in, he's going to take care of it, send you something, right? So that's awesome. But yeah, to answer your question, the reason why I went on The Voice, it was kind of a way of telling myself that age it doesn't discriminate. You know, well, depends on what industry you're in. This industry can be harsh, but I don't think it should matter. Age is just a number. And at that time, I wanted to prove myself that, listen, I still have so much more in me. And you couple that with the fact that I'm a passionate singer. I love music. And I went out with the idea of that if I can do it, I can inspire the world from my generation and just spark some life in people. And, you know, I accomplished exactly what I wanted, because till this day, I get emails from parents, you know, Manny, because of you, I dusted off my bass. I'm supporting my daughter's musical career. I thought she was crazy at first. You know, I get bands like, we got the band together, bro. It's like a scene from a movie, you know, the band's back together. So, and the greatest thing is when you get emails from all parts of the world in different languages, and I have to have my laptop here with the translator just ready to go. And I hope that
I'll translate.
Yeah, there you go.
You may not like the translation.
You know, and I want the world to know that there's always a way. You know, where there's a will, there's a way, and there's always an opportunity. And as a spiritual person myself, you know, the universe loves a stubborn artist. And fortunately for me, I've had some great support from fans, from followers, from family, from close friends. And it's always good to have a great support group. But I can't do this by myself. And I need all of your support out there and everyone who's contributed to my overall success. You know, this is for you guys. You know, I sing, but I'm kind of like your puppet out there, guys. You know, I will do this as long as you guys let me know that, sure, keep on going. And even then, I think I'm still going to keep on singing. Who am I kidding? But it's for a purpose. And we were, as I alluded to this before, I'm talking about there's the reason why I do this is to spark life in other people, to give them hope, especially our youth, and being an advocate for so many organizations, kids with cancer, more awareness for anti-bullying and all that stuff. But these are things that I'm trying to do to bring more positivity in this world that desperately needs it right now. So I hope that answers your question.
It does, and I've really followed your career since you were on The Voice. And one thing I really admire is your passion to mentor, not just kids, but you impress, that incredible spirit of perseverance on everybody. It's quite amazing. So thank you so much for answering that question, because I think it was such a pivotal moment in your career. And now
it really was.
To be on the Spanish version of The Voice. I have to learn Spanish now to keep hearing Manny.
Oh, don't worry, I'll teach you.
All right, thank you so much.
Wait,
Wait,
don't go.
wait, hang on.
Wait, don't go yet.
Don't go away.
Okay.
Now you're gonna.
Hello?
Now I'm going. Go to, I got choked up there. I'm sorry. Go to DCROR.com. As I told the other two callers, DCROR.com. Send me your address, and I'll send you some Rock On Radio merchandise just for calling the program.
I'm excited.
Nice.
There you go. How's that?
Now I'm hooked on a whole new rock station. So.
There you go.
There you
Spread the word. Spread the word.
Yeah, the blessings of the internet, right? We can now be anywhere in the world and connect.
Yeah, Seattle. I haven't had a call from that far away in a while.
And have her like our Facebook page too.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you can.
That's the trouble because of the time zones. I almost missed this, and I'm so glad I didn't. Thank you.
What do you mean missed? It's early. It's like 5:30 out there.
Well, she's cooking dinner or something. She's doing sexy chef Wendy.
She's either watching Twilight or listening to Eddie Vedder. One of the two. I don't.
Oh my God, you're funny.
Go to our
Well,
Facebook.
All right.
Hey, like our Facebook page
I'll
too.
get off the air so someone else can have airspace.
There you go.
Thank you, Manny. Love
Thank you. Thank you for calling in. Love you back. Take
All
care.
right, rock on. All right, let's play that tune now before we. That's all right. That's what this is all about. People call in and talk to you. I love it. I love it. What I even forget.
I don't even know
what song are we gonna do.
We talking about
We got 3
90
vocals.
proof.
90 proof.
90 proof.
Ah, like
yeah.
my blood right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, we got another call. All right, let's answer that first. We can't leave that hanging. Hello, welcome to Rock On Radio. Who is this?
Hey, this is Jason Cabler down in Nashville, Tennessee.
Jason Cabler. He's wow, what an honor, my friend. Writing God. This guy's one of the most prolific writers down in Nashville. He's made a name for himself. And thank you so much for calling in, my brother.
Oh.
Dude, Manny, I'm trying to keep up with you, brother, man. You are an absolute inspiration, and I love you, my man.
Well, I love you back, man. Thank you so much for all your support. I see you're doing great things, and you keep doing it, man. You're doing it.
Yeah, man, we're having fun heading up that way here in about 4 days or so. But I definitely wanted to catch up with you on Facebook, and I saw you on there, and I was just like, I had to call in and say hi, man. We've been our paths have been so busy crisscrossing each other. We have yet to get together.
Yes, we've been actually trying to write stuff together,
Okay.
and he's written with everyone, and it's just one of those things where fate just gets in the way. Like, not yet, but I'm sure when the time comes, it's going to be huge, my man.
Yeah, everything happens for a reason,
It does.
and timing is everything.
It does.
When it happens, it's going to be amazing.
Yes, it does.
Now, Jason, are you a songwriter in Nashville, or are you a musician? Both? What do you?
I'm a singer-songwriter. I had a couple songs on the radio back in 99, 2000, and just released our 9th CD and getting ready to go. I basically tour for a living.
Boy.
Okay, very cool. I actually have friends who they have a songwriting duo down there. The one girl's from 10 minutes south of here, and she met her husband when she went to Nashville to pursue a singing songwriting
That's
career.
fantastic.
They're a duo, Jason, called Kelly and Troy. If you ever see them around down there,
Kelly
check
and
them out.
Troy.
They play all over the place.
Wow.
So,
Okay, yeah, I'll definitely have to keep them in mind.
tell Kelly you heard about her from Danny Coleman's Rock On Radio. Through Danny Coleman.
Absolutely.
That's me, Danny Coleman.
Absolutely.
Send your contributions to me.
Jason, man, I miss you, bro.
I miss you, brother. Hey, I do have a question for you, Manny.
Sure.
Good interview question. you're stuck on tour. You only have 3 albums, songs that you love every song on both sides.
Okay.
What 3 albums are you bringing on tour with you?
Wow, that's a good one. Sgt. Pepper's Back in Black and Soundgarden's first album.
Back in Black.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep. Absolutely.
So Sgt. Pepper's over cheating and saying the Beatles won.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I gotta take my John Lennon with me, man. Whatever it is, but I figured why not? It's an amazing album, and they reinvented themselves how many times? So that's not only will it serve as great entertainment, but a good inspiration.
I feel like a good inspiration just seeing the way you perform is I feel like, and I don't know, tell me, was Queen a big inspiration for you?
Yeah, absolutely. Are you kidding me? Freddie Mercury he was a rock god, and he's just one of those people that set the standard. If you weren't animated and if you didn't entertain, then don't get up on the stage. You got to remember, we grew up in an era, and I think Danny, you could agree with me. We grew up in an era in the 70s and 80s where you had to have chops or don't get on the stage when you're competing with the Eddie Van Halens and and the Freddie Mercurys and the Robert Plants. Like, if you didn't have vocal chops, just don't even show up. And it was a different standard of singing, and he just set the bar, man, and quite high, I might add.
Well, those are great choices, brother, man. I appreciate it. Like I said, man, I love you. I think you're an absolutely amazing guy, and I am so excited for everything you're doing in your career. And I can't wait to hook up with you, brother.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Send Nashville my love, my man.
And Jake, go to Danny Coleman's rockonradio.com or DCROR.com. Send me your address, and I'll send you some party gifts, some parting gifts, some postpartum depression. I'll send you something.
There you go. Yeah, hey, man, y'all have a wonderful evening.
Thanks, Jason.
You too.
Have a great night, Jace.
Rock on.
Bye-bye.
And speaking of which, actually, if you want to sponsor this program, all you need to do, if your business or anybody wants to sponsor this program, all you need to do is make a contribution to the City of Angels. COAradio.com. You go to cityofangelsnj.org, because what they do here is what, Art?
We help guide people with addiction into treatment. We support their families.
That's right.
During that time and after that time, and we support people when they get out of treatment.
There you go. They help their families. They help you. They get you the help you need if you think or someone who's suffering with drug or alcohol issues. And if you want to contribute, or your business or anybody who's listening wishes to contribute, that's right, I'll look right at you.
Sure.
You can, go to cityofangelsnj.org and in the, make a donation. I don't care if it's $1, $10, $100, $1 million, whatever it is, donate it to the cityofangelsnj.org, and I'll make you a sponsor of this program for 30 days.
There you go.
So
you heard it.
just make sure
it's a good cause, everyone.
in the comments.
No one gets paid.
Yeah,
we volunteer.
total volunteer
so
organization.
every dollar goes to helping somebody.
Yes. So essentially, what we're talking about here is make sure you put it in the notes or the comments, or that you heard about it through Rock on Radio, and then you'll get your sponsorship.
Awesome.
There you go. All right, let's get to this tune.
Finally,
before
right?
Somebody else calls. This is 90 proof.
That's right.
Right there you go. Our guest is Manny Cabo here on Rock on Radio. And go ahead, Art. Hit it.
Throwing back another drink. Got you on my mind. Just another midday trip. Trying to pass time. Sitting with empty glass. Henry Run on the past. Cause it's the only way that I can see your smile. And it's been gone for a while. been through, nothing less wants on you. Ain't no way that I don't care. I'm lying with you. After all you put me through, nothing less wants on you. It's alright, I don't mind it. I'm lying with you. Can't believe I've been seeing things falling apart. Oh, yeah, and it's crazy how much I love you still. I'm an addict, baby, you're my pill. Can't seem to drag you out of my mind tonight. Been drowning in this moment for all my life. So here's to you tonight. After all we've been through, nothing less wants on you. Ain't no way I'm okay. I'm not with you. After all you put me through, nothing less wants on you. It's alright. I don't mind 'cause I'm not with you. After all we've been through, nothing less wants on you. Ain't no way it's okay. I'm not with you. After all you put me through, nothing less wants on you. It's alright. I don't mind 'cause I'm not with you. It's alright. I don't mind. I'm not with you. It's alright. I'm not with you.
You know, that's Manny Cabo. I have to laugh at Jason's question. 3 albums if you're going on tour. For me, that would have been Physical Graffiti, Permanent Waves, and
That's another good one.
And the Doors' first album.
I felt pressured, but you know what? It's just that those are 3 albums that I don't know. I just put them on repeat.
You felt you just felt pressured by that question from him? I don't have to send him merch.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jason.
Jason, let me tell you, he's a beast, and it's an honor for him to take time out to call me little me. Yeah, so he's one of those cats. He's just made a name for himself in Nashville. You go to Nashville, you write with Jason Kabler. It's incredible.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Kelly and Troy are down at Joe Sarasano, who's been a guest
Right,
here.
yeah,
and
we work down there.
He's often in Nashville. Joe Sarasano is probably the most known rock musician in your life that you'll ever come across in your life. He was the voice of Miller Beer from like
Oh wow.
84 to 90. He was the voice of Hands Across America.
Wow.
He was a lead singer of Black Sabbath for a day.
For a day.
He sings with Blue Oyster Cult.
Well, not for nothing. You can make a killer living on jingles.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he did.
You could live
he really,
lucratively.
Yeah.
He used to do nothing but voiceovers for commercials. And
Smart.
he was in a band called Silver Condor. Actually.
Silver Condor.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wow.
But Joe's a good buddy of ours and mine.
Jersey, man,
Great
Jersey.
guy.
We got some good peeps in this.
A lot of
in this
talent
state.
in this state, don't we?
A lot of state. I mean,
You know,
it's one of those things where you look back, you're like, wow, so many actors. I just Googled how many celebrities came out of Jersey, and I was not on that list.
You haven't arrived yet.
Yeah, right.
well,
But
don't feel bad because I'm not.
no, please. I always
You've
like to
been on
start that
TV
off.
and open for Lenny Kravitz.
Yeah, it's great.
Who have you opened for?
Let's see, Three Doors Down, Godhead, Stain, Cold, Lifehouse, God, Union. So many great artists. You know, you lose track after a while for some of you. But the sad part is, I haven't performed live like tour in probably about 3-4 years.
Really?
That album that you heard, that I'm so grateful that it got so much recognition, so many awards that I the 3 weeks after I released it, I moved to Nashville. So it's like that
Mhm.
tree that fell in the wood that nobody heard. I could tour
Mhm.
that album, nobody would know. They would think it's a brand new album.
Mhm.
So it's one of those things that's been frustrating for me. It's good in a way because I've made some transitions along the way. I've acquired more knowledge, more experience. I feel even more seasoned now. That if I do go back on tour, I think I'm really gonna pump the crap out of it now. So that's 4 more songs, and I've got a killer set.
Now, is there a set group of musicians that you use, or
When I was in Nashville, there's so many. There are a dime a dozen, and every musician, one's better than the next. So I was pretty spoiled on there. You got the whole Nashville number system. You don't ever have to rehearse these people. Just give them charts, and they'll play a gig with you. Up here, not so much, unfortunately. But as of right now, I've got some incredible people in my corner. Music director, and a semi-manager, good friend of the family, putting together an incredible band for me. So when I get back, people will be ready because I'm hitting it hard. Everyone's gonna know Manny's back in Jersey, rocking out. Yeah,
Very
I'm excited about that.
good for you? And again, your websites and stuff.
It's mannycabo.com, and on all my social media handles, it's all straight across the board. The Manny Cabo.
There you
So
go.
I posted on the events.
Cool.
On our event.
Oh, thank you.
It's out there.
That's see that. That's why I love this one.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Women are
Are with it.
pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
We need them.
Yeah, he'll keep you. I think he'll keep you.
See? And Art over here.
Yes,
Keep
Art's
Art.
doing a great job.
Just staying quiet.
Yeah.
He lives with too many women.
I can't help it. I can't help thinking of Howard Stern because Artie. It's
Yeah.
Art's back there. Every
Artie
time he says
Lang,
it,
yeah.
every time he says that. I think
Art just doesn't want me to say I love him on the air or anything like that.
Oh, I
No.
see.
We're
Gets really
actually working
emotional.
with Art.
I love Art.
Are you? Oh yeah, he's got that whole issue, right?
Oh yeah.
No, yeah.
Well, I could say I love Art. Would that be okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Art. So we all
There's
love
a
each
lot of
other.
love here.
Yeah.
A
we
lot of
all-
love.
And now
Good
Art
love.
has to say he loves you.
No, that's just wow,
We
wow,
need-
wow, wow,
yeah.
wow. It's like Charlie Brown teaching.
We need to embrace more love. Absolutely.
Do you remember the first gig you ever played?
I do. The very first, formal gig or just informal? Cool,
And
let's just
anything.
get together.
I mean, I was 13 and I played a friend of mine's sister's
yeah,
wedding.
yeah, I do. The
Poorly.
first, it was an effort, right? The first gig we ever played was at Kane University.
Okay.
I skipped out on a final exam to play the gig, so you could tell how much school was a priority for me. It was 7 o'clock at night at the pub at Kane University. It was just a 2-hour cover show, and we played everything from The Doors to The Cure, a Depeche Mode. It was a really cool alternative one, what we call alternative rock nowadays. Back in the day, it was super pop. And it was such a fun night, and I was playing drums on my 5-piece premiere set from England. We had to,
the British premiere.
Yeah,
was
man.
Was it Red Sparkle?
No, it was red.
Ah,
Cherry
okay.
red, but it wasn't sparkle. You know what? That could have been cool. The sparkle would have been.
I had a Red
handy.
Sparkle premiere, my very first.
Did
drum
ya?
kit. Oh,
I had my dad. Let me tell you, my dad. I love him to death. He bought me a Power Sonic. They didn't even I looked up Power Sonic nowadays. I'm like, it's like with a big question mark. Doesn't even show up on Google. But bless his heart.
What kind of cymbals?
My first pair of cymbals were Camber, Camber, and then I was always a pasties guy.
Okay.
I was a John Bonham pasties guy. I never got into Zildjian. Ever heard you talk about
Well,
physical
Bonham
graffiti?
originally started with Zildjian,
Yeah, and he moved up to
which
pasties.
is why I have Zildjian.
There you go.
Yeah.
I heard there was something, and I remember what sparked it. I said, I need the cymbal on Kashmir, the very intro, and I looked up. Pasties. That I was sold for. It's amazing, right? What a song can do, whether it's a soundtrack. I've loved movies because of the soundtrack. Hated the movie, but now I love the movie because of the soundtrack. It's incredible what music does.
Do you realize? And we all have them,
Right?
Whether you're somebody who's had the success you've had, or the unsuccess that I've had,
Right?
We all have them,
Right?
Whether you're just Joe 9 to 5 or Jane Doe, we all have them.
Yeah.
Songs that mean something
Yeah.
to us.
Yeah.
They either transport us back to a time when we were younger, or they make us feel a certain way, or there's just something.
It's a nostalgia behind the song. Yeah,
Right.
man, absolutely.
Now, when you write a tune like that, there will never be, like you just said, Kashmir, the opening cymbal crashes. If you ever go see Jason Bonham, Led Zeppelin Experience,
Right.
both times I've seen Jason, and I've actually been lucky enough to interview him.
Fantastic.
He's taking his cell phone and he's talking in the microphone, and he says there's only one man that can play the opening to this tune.
Yeah, man.
And he lets they track the beginning of when the levee breaks until it gets to the point where everybody comes in, and then he starts playing.
Right.
But there are just certain things that do to individuals, and we all have them. Like I said, when you write a song or you make music, what's your primary impetus? And do you ever think this is the one that's going to make people cry, or this is the one that's going to make people laugh, or this is the one that's going to say, yeah, you know what, that's the one you do the mattress mambo to? I mean, what do you do when you write a tune?
That's an amazing question, and it's weird because I don't even feel that question's I'm worthy for a question like that. But from my perspective, from a songwriting perspective, I feel that a song that hits home for me, it always has to be personal. It's got to be a personal anecdote that comes or stems from a hardship or grief or a happy moment, or from somebody else. If I witness somebody going through pain or pleasure or whatever it is, it's got to be a trigger of some sort. And then I just build off of that. And then if I get stuck, I just walk away and try to go back, as crazy as it sounds, and try to embrace that emotion of where I came from. And I feel that once you attach emotion to lyrics, it just flawlessly comes out a lot easier, because then you just start building and building and building. And I'm a firm believer that you don't have to force a song. A song shouldn't be forced. A song should just come, whenever that time is. If I get stuck on here, I leave it alone. It's just like a math problem. I'll walk away. Then I'll go back to it later.
Right. You have to.
But you got to finish the song. Songwriters out there, you have to finish a song. Don't edit it. Just write what comes naturally and leave it, and then come back and revisit it later. But the only thing I'll do is take a break, because you don't want to start writing just to finish the song. It's got to be real. And sometimes you get
because then it's forced. If you
don't. We all get distracted, and sometimes distractions are good because it clears your mind and you walk away from it.
Many people have come on this program and said that they've written their best songs in like 15 minutes.
Yeah, man.
Because it just started to flow.
Exactly.
Why don't we do one more tune? We got about 7 minutes left. I need a minute or so to wrap things up. Do we have something that's less than 6 minutes?
Oh, absolutely. Kashmir. No.
Yes.
No. Exactly. We could do. Friday Night. That's a fun song. It's one of those songs that labeled me the country rocker when I was down in Nashville. And it's got some banjos. It's got some killer riffs. It's a short, sweet song, but it punches you in the face too, man. It's one of my favorite songs to perform. Friday night.
All right. Well, Art's queuing that up. Throw something at me when you're ready there, Art. I'll
literally, yeah. I was about to say, careful.
I said
What
Art.
wish for?
Because I know he would take that figuratively, as opposed to you, who's reaching for the heaviest object in the room. All right. This is Manny Cabo and his song called Friday Night here on Rock On Radio.
Chasing my hands on the clock, but I'm the one that's ticking. Like a top ready to explode, it's almost 5 o'clock, man. Not sure he heard it all before. It's happy hour somewhere. Hear the whistle, head out the door. Grab a girl, grab a bottle of gin, whiskey. Don't matter what you're doing. I'm the bigger people follow. It's the weekend. Everybody say yeah, 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 yeah. It's Friday night. All night long. All night long. Let's go, light the flames, get the bonfire started. And the girls and the Daisy Dukes on the tailgates all dancing. The only moon shining tonight is the one that I'll be drinking till the break of dawn. Till you turn me on, till that southern sky is sinking. Yeah, 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 yeah. Come on, grab a girl, grab a bottle of gin and whiskey. Don't even matter what you're doing. Out in the pickup, people throttle. It's the weekend, say yeah, 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 yeah. It's Friday night and we're feeling alright. Say yeah, 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 yeah. It's Friday night. Come on. Whiskey, don't even matter what you're doing. Out in the pickup, people throttle. It's the weekend, say yeah, 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 yeah. Come on!
I'd say that's a good story. The thing you know or don't know while we're off the air. Oh, no, Art's got you off.
I am off the air.
No, he doesn't need to. He doesn't need to hear me anyway. My whole life is on mute, except when I'm on
That's a good
stage,
song.
right?
Yeah,
Right?
there
My
you
life's
go.
on mute.
So, what does the future hold for Manny Cabo?
There's a lot of great things that I'm excited about. Now that I'm back residing in Elizabeth, of course, after coming back from Nashville, I'm focusing on definitely the youth starting to come up. I'm talking with some great promoters, some of the powerhouses, big mobile promoters, about doing some events, bringing more awareness to music in schools, whether it's podcasting, radio, getting the music back and bringing that musical culture back to Elizabeth. Definitely writing more music. I've got a couple of albums worth of material. I'm going to get on the road. I've got an incredible opportunity with some musicians. I'm putting together the Manny Cabo band again, which makes me feel happy. My photography is still there, and I'm really focusing a lot on my YouTube. Mojo for Musicians is a big deal for me to offer inspiration and hope to musicians out there, and whatever it is, not to quit, how to write better songs, how to become a better singer, whatever.
How not to
music.
host a radio show. That'll be my version, right? That's what you have me on.
We got a special guest star, Danny, on what not to do on the radio.
Exhibit A.
Yeah. But yeah, everyone could follow my journey and great to have. And obviously, right now I'm on La Voz, so it's a big deal coming up because I'm leaving in 3 weeks for Miami for these live shows, and that's
nice.
a big deal. Yeah. So when I'm on, I screw up and I fall down and crack my head. Everyone's going to see it live.
There you go.
But let's not hope that happens. But yeah, you could follow me on my social media handles, the Manny Cabo. Follow my journeys.
Great. All right, Manny. Well, I got to wrap it up. It's 9 o'clock,
Awesome.
right on the dot. So,
Beautiful.
Thank you
No,
so
thank
much
you,
for
man.
making the trip. Thank you for reaching out to me. Manny and I found each other on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
Cool.
I
It's a
guess
great
it
platform.
does work.
Yeah.
Again, thank you. Thanks to Sexy Chef Wendy for calling in tonight. Art, thank you. Claire,
You guys have been awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, baby, for the soda bread.
Yeah.
You're the
Anytime.
best.
Sure.
See, I'm giving thumbs up for those of you at home. But thank you again, and best of luck, and
Thank
much
you.
luck and success to you in the future. And you're stuck with us now. So,
Awesome. I'm grateful,
Part of
man.
the family.
like
Hey,
sexy Chef Wendy, you can call anytime you want.
It's a win for me.
You can stop by anytime you want. It's only what, 45 minutes away?
45 minutes
There
away.
you go. All right. Until next week. Rock on.
Thank you.